Well, many people are finding creative ways to keep themselves entertained during the COVID-19 pandemic, including the Arbor's Edge neighborhood in eastern Sioux Falls. Neighbors are putting on bear hunts by putting bears and other stuffed animals in their windows. Kids and their families are then encouraged to go out and count all the bears.
This neighborhood is full of walkers to begin with, and so it's kind of fits our neighborhood personality pretty well, is to kind of come together and find, do things that other people can enjoy and get involved with.
The organizer of this event says that they have counted over 50 bears in people's windows. A cafe in Rapid City is offering more to its customers than a warm meal. It's also offering a chance to give back to others.
We rely heavily on volunteers to come help us do this. So every day, Tuesday through Friday, and on Sundays, there's probably 8 to 9 volunteers who show up to help us do this lunch service.
Giving back while dining out, next on Eye on Keloland.
We'll show you how a local screen printer is putting its heart on its sleeve during times of the pandemic.
And areas of rain and snow returning to the forecast. Details on Keloland this morning.
A business in Rapid City is allowing people to pay what they can for a warm meal in a nice setting. And until it closes its doors, the restaurant plans to continue serving the community in this way. And tonight's Eye on Keloland, Sydney Thorson takes us to the Fork Reel Cafe.
Rhonda Piercy was a teacher before she founded Fork Reel Community Cafe.
I love teaching, and I still think if you are a true teacher, you always will be a teacher. And so just from that, I was led to step aside from there. I saw a lot of kids that would come in and were in need of food.
With that thought in mind, she decided to change directions on her career path.
God asked me to take my 2 passions, which is food and people, and put it together. And so this is the creation of that. And so bringing people together, food is just that kind of centerpiece.
When people dine at Fork Reel Cafe, they can pay for their meal, pay it forward, or pay what you can, and volunteer to cover the meal.
We didn't want to repeat or reinvent the wheel of what any other nonprofit was doing in town. There's no need to do that.
Fork Reel Cafe has been around for 4.5 years now, run by Rhonda, her husband David, and the countless amount of volunteers.
We rely heavily on volunteers to come help us do this. So every day, Tuesday through Friday, and on Sundays, there's probably 8 to 9 volunteers who show up to help us do this lunch service.
In the last 2 years alone, David Piercy says the volunteers have accumulated over 30,000 hours of service.
But our team in the back is amazing, and we get to work again with all kinds of different people, all different skill levels. So if you're a teacher, it's a great place to teach people how we do stuff, and you get to recognize the skills that people have and use those to their best of their ability.
April Olivas has been a volunteer for about 2 years. She works as a dispatcher and volunteers 2 to 3 times a week.
I think it's great for families because, one, they can come in and they can, eat this wonderful, delicious food, and 2, they get to learn that work ethic. My daughters come in and they help volunteer too with me when they don't have school.
While the restaurant has its loyal customers, it often has new customers as well.
I really like the mission that they have here, and the ambiance is great. I mean, it's cozy, feel cozy, you're comfortable, you can have a conversation, there's not a bunch of loud music playing, and the food is great.
The Fork Reel Cafe has a food pantry where people can either take items they need or donate items that they don't need.
So if you need hygiene items, you take the hygiene items. If you have extra because you've been traveling, then you give it back. The food is the same thing. We have people that come in and bring canned foods.
With COVID-19 guidelines changing every day, Rhonda says they have several options for taking precautions. Meals can be delivered curbside, or you can call ahead to have your meal picked up.
We want you to feel comfortable, whether it is sitting at our table or whether it's taking it out. And we want to provide that food for kids that may not be getting it, families that may not.
With Eye on Keloland, I'm Sydney Thorson.
We'll be back.
Yeah, definitely be back.
Fork Reel Community Cafe is open Tuesday through Friday and Sundays. They will remain open unless the COVID-19 forces a temporary closure.